When I first looked at this empty corner of my garden, it looks like a place where plants come to die. The soil is dry, cracked, and almost impossible to dig. No vegetables, no flowers, not even weeds have managed to survive here. Most people would think this land is useless. But instead of giving up, I decided to build this garden bed from the ground up, using simple materials that almost anyone can find for free. The first thing I did was water the entire area the day before I started working. This might seem like a small step, but it makes a huge difference. Moist soil is much easier to loosen than dry, compacted ground. Instead of fighting with rock-hard soil, the shovel moves through it much more easily, saving both time and energy. The next day, I began loosening the soil. My goal wasn't to dig very deep, but simply to break up the compacted surface. Loose soil allows roots to grow more easily, improves air circulation, and helps water soak into the ground instead of running off the surface. Now it was time to make what I like to call the magic that would wake this soil up. I collected dry leaves from around the garden and under nearby trees. Instead of using them whole, I chopped them into smaller pieces. Smaller pieces break down much faster because they provide more surface area for beneficial microorganisms to work on. Next, I mixed these chopped leaves with well-dried animal manure. This combination creates a simple homemade compost mixture that feeds the soil naturally. The dry leaves add organic matter, improving soil structure and helping it hold moisture for longer periods. As they decompose, they also encourage beneficial microbes and earthworms that keep the soil healthy. Oh, the dried manure is just as important. It slowly releases nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, while also supplying many trace minerals that plants need for steady growth. Unlike fresh manure, well-aged manure is much safer because it is less likely to burn young roots. After mixing everything thoroughly, I spread this homemade compost evenly across the entire garden bed. But I wasn't finished yet. The next step was adding mulch. For this, I used sawdust. I spread a thick layer of sawdust over the entire bed, making sure it covered the surface evenly. Mulch does much more than simply cover the soil. It helps reduce water evaporation, keeping the soil moist for longer, which means less frequent watering. It also protects the soil from direct sunlight, keeps temperatures more stable during hot days, reduces weed growth, and slowly improves the soil as it naturally decomposes over time. While doing this, I removed any large pieces of wood, because they take much longer to break down and can make planting difficult. Since fresh sawdust can temporarily use some nitrogen while it breaks down, I balanced it by placing it over the nutrient-rich compost layer, rather than mixing large amounts directly into the planting zone. Finally, I added a thin layer of loamy soil over the top. Loamy soil is considered one of the best growing mediums because it contains a balanced mixture of sand, silt, and clay. It drains well while still holding enough moisture for developing roots, making it ideal for germinating seeds. Once everything was in place, I watered the bed thoroughly and left it alone for 2 to 3 days. Those few days allowed the moisture to spread evenly through the layers and gave the organic materials time to settle. When I came back, the difference was incredible. The soil no longer looked dry and lifeless. It was darker, softer, and full of moisture. The garden bed finally looked alive and ready to grow something. Now came the exciting part. I decided to plant pumpkin seeds. I made small planting holes, placed one seed into each hole, and before covering them, I gave each one something extra that would help them get off to a strong start: compost tea. If you've never made compost tea before, it's incredibly simple. Take a bucket and fill it with about 5 liters of non-chlorinated water. Add a generous amount of well-aged dried manure and stir everything thoroughly. Then simply leave it for about 24 hours. During this time, many of the nutrients dissolve into the water, creating a gentle liquid fertilizer. After 24 hours, stir it once more and your compost tea is ready to use. I poured a small amount into each planting hole before covering the seeds with loamy soil. Compost tea provides readily available nutrients, introduces beneficial microorganisms into the soil, and creates a healthier environment for young roots to establish themselves. Using only a small amount near the seed is enough to give seedlings a strong beginning without overwhelming them. Now all that's left is to let nature do its job. This garden started as nothing more than dry, abandoned soil. With a little patience and a few inexpensive natural materials, dry leaves, aged manure, sawdust, loamy soil, and homemade compost tea, it has been transformed into a healthy, moisture-rich bed that's ready to support strong, productive plants. This is only the beginning of the journey, and over the coming weeks we'll see whether these simple, natural methods can turn this once barren patch of ground into a thriving vegetable garden.